In this video, I'm showing my nicest leachianis in my collections, my holdbacks. So the first holdback I am showing you is this beautiful female right here. And this is actually a holdback from my pair of Pablo and Serenity that I'm going to show you. The whole point of holding back this animal is to obviously keep improving on that pink and purple blotching. And I really like the very light lime green background on this animal here. This is a young female. I believe she's about 1.5 years old. So I'm really excited to breed her out, in the next 2 years. But I wanted to show you the parents so you can get an idea of what the lineage is on these animals. Now, these are GTX animals. They're GT mixed with New Anna, and you can see they're both very high color. I'm gonna go ahead and put my little holdback right here. But this right here is the dad. And as you can see, he is a massive animal right here. Very, very nice pink blotching on this guy. And the thing about pink blotches is that the more you selectively breed for them, the brighter pinks and the more purples and even reds that you could get. Believe it or not, I've actually never held back leachianis before. This would be my first couple leachianis that I hold back, just because I've always been more focused on the gargoyles or the crested geckos. I said, you know what, it's time for me to step up my leachianis game, my giant gecko game, and that is why I'm starting to hold back a lot more when it comes to giant geckos. This is the mom, and you can see she has a really good size on her. She is, oh, looks like little holdback over there is trying to get away. Don't worry, he'll be fine. But this one also have those pastel kind of like pinkish blotches, but you could see that these two animals, although they are absolutely beautiful and they produce even better offspring, they don't compare color-wise to that holdback that I have. And that is the whole purpose of holding back animals, is to improve on the genetics, improve on the traits that you're looking for. And that is why I'm holding that gecko back. So these are the parents. Again, absolutely beautiful animals. But when I show you guys this holdback, I feel like they don't even compare. They don't even come close, because this gecko has a lot more pink, purple, and a lot more blotching. So a lot more of that color on top of that. This is one to look out for. I'm very excited about this leachianis. And if you love pink blotching, which is, I think, is like the most sought after color in leachianis and giant geckos, then you're going to want to stay tuned to see what happens with this gecko here. Absolutely beautiful, but it's time we check out the next holdback. So the next holdback I'm going to show you is an offspring of Monster. Now, Monster is one of my favorite leachianis in my collection. This guy is a beast. He's a massive leachy. He was actually sold to me as a pure GT. Looking back at it now, I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but it doesn't really matter because I put him in a pair that is going to produce high color animals. He isn't the highest of color, but what I did like about him is his overall size. So that's what I wanted to implement when I was breeding Monster. He does have a little bit of pink around his blotching, but his mom, the mom of the holdback that's actually in this cork, I'm gonna see if I could try to get her out. She is the one that has the most coloration. So let me put Monster here, and hopefully we could try and get this female out. Her name is Miss Thickums. Come here, Miss Thickums. Let's see if we could get her out. She is not a very happy camper, honestly. She is right here in that little hole, as you can see. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get her out. The thing about leachies is they got those really nice defined claws that they use to just cling onto surfaces. And when she's this deep in the cork bark, I am not sticking my hand through there. So I will just have to put some pictures so you guys can see what I'm talking about with her. And that means she is not very happy. That is the sound. Monster, don't get bit, buddy. See that? That's the sound of an upset leachianis. The cool thing about them is that they got a wide range of vocalization, and they will let you know when they don't want you to mess with them. So I'm going to go ahead and leave her here. Now, let me show you their offspring, and hopefully the offspring doesn't have her attitude, all right? All right, and this right here is the offspring of Monster and Miss Thickums. And as you can see, this gecko is just overall such a very well put together animal. I love the green background with the streaks of the darker green and the lighter green base color. I love the amount of blotching it has. It has like the perfect amount of blotching, and it also has that peppering of black dots inside the blotching that are, you know, more known for the nuanas. I love the coloration on the blotching. It's like, it's not my highest pink holdback, but just overall, such a beautiful animal. And check out the head pattern on this girl right here. Just so absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice animal. They produce some really nice high pink GTXs. This was an animal that as I was watching grow up, I'm like, I gotta hold this thing back and start to improve on these lines, because the color is amazing, the pattern is amazing, and it's just gonna make an amazing breeding stock animal. So this is my second holdback that I'm showing you. Now I'm going to show you the best, the last holdback that I have, and in my opinion, she's the best one. And then I'll even show you the males that I might be pairing with them. So this next holdback I want to show you guys is an offspring of two of my favorite high color leachianas in my collection. Now, unfortunately, these guys did not get along and I had to separate them a while back. I tried to repair them this year and then they fought again. So that is one of the reasons, if you weren't aware, why leachianas or giant geckos could be so expensive, is because they're not just a 1-2 step for breeding. It actually takes a lot of like getting them ready, priming them, and sometimes they don't take to each other. So, you know, it's just like the luck of the draw. If you have some leachianas that hate each other, they'll never breed. But anyways, this is the female. She is a high color GTX. This animal is absolutely beautiful. She has really, really big and wide blotching, and the blotches are all pink. If you look at this girl, you can actually see some of the scarring that she has there in her head right here, and her lip, and on her throat from her previous fight, which that's why I had to separate them. This girl is an absolute beauty. Hopefully I'll be able to find her another partner, because she does produce some of the best high pink leachianas in my collection. And if you are interested in figuring out how exactly to pair up leachianas and what to do and what not to do, make sure you check out our membership program here on YouTube and join the Gargoyle Gecko tier, where we have a program called the Gecko Breeder Master Class, and we go through every single detail that you need to know in order to breed these guys successfully, and what to do to make sure that they don't end up hurting each other like this girl did. Anyways, let me put this girl back and we're going to show you the holdback. I checked up on Dad and he's actually in his cork. I couldn't get him out, but we can still show you this female holdback. Now, honestly, she is completely unfired, so her color is not the best, but you could see how big the blotching is, and the blotches almost go, you know, across her whole body. They're from the side down her back to her other side. And she has a lot of color on her head. I'll have to put some pictures of her fired up, or maybe some clips of her fired up here afterwards. But this girl is going to be, I think, the best holdback that I have. She's already showing so much potential, so much coloration, and I am so excited to breed her maybe in another year or two. She is still kind of young. She hatched in August of 2023, so she might be ready to go next year. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. As you can see, a lot of pink and purple blotching on this girl, and these animals are so special, but you could see why they're so expensive, because they don't produce very often, and it's very, very hard to actually pair them. Without further ado, let me show you the male that I plan on breeding with her, so you can start to get excited for next year, because that's all I could do is just keep dreaming of next year and how we're going to keep improving and improving and improving on these geckos. So let me put this girl back and let me show you the male. So these are two males that I have that eventually will be breeding with one of those girls over there, or two of those girls I should say. This male has a beautiful, kind of like a like a reduction of pattern, and a really clean base color, lime green base color that I love, and those absolutely gorgeous pink and purple blotches that you see on him. And this boy here has more of a darker base, but a lot more blotching than this guy, and his blotching are also nice and pink and purple. So I'm excited to see. Maybe I'll put this boy with that lime green base color female that I showed you in the first clip, and then this guy with one of the other two females. Not entirely sure yet, but what you see here is that I'm trying to improve on the color and the blotching and the pink and the purples, right? I'm just super excited to see what these guys will do for me in the future. And I probably will end up pairing one of my other males that I already have that are pink to the last female, because they are all unrelated animals. So super exciting. I think that the pink blotching in leachianis and giant geckos is definitely my favorite trait. I love the melanistics. I love the high whites or the pure localities. But if I could only breed one animal, it'd be high pink leachianis. So with that being said, you guys, thanks for watching. That wraps up this video. I hope you're excited to breed leachianis like I am. And believe it or not, like I said, those were my first leachy holdbacks ever. It's time that I start to focus more on my leachy and giant gecko projects, and this is going to be one step in the right direction.